Hello, welcome back to the channel, guys. Sorry it's been a few weeks, but my motivation for doing car videos and working on cars has been below zero. The weather has been rubbish, as you know, and I've not been in a good place mentally, so I took a couple of weeks off, guys, and I'm back. There have been developments while I've been away. The Polo failed its MOT, needed quite a bit of work, so I've actually sold that car. One or two of you might be bothered, but it was going to cost more than I wanted to spend on it, because it was an old car. It wasn't particularly valuable, well, not to me certainly, and I didn't want it, or didn't have the money at the time to spend on it. So I've actually bought something else which I'm driving. I'll do a proper review of that in a bit. I'm out on a shopping run at the moment, so I'll pull over and I'll show you what I bought in a second. But I've made some decisions while I've been away. Two cars potentially will be going, the first of which has gone, the Polo. The Riley, which is looking like it's going to be more and more of a long-term project, I've actually put up for sale. The reason being, it needs far more work than I've got the time or money for at the moment to deal with. So I know quite a few of you will be disappointed. I did actually put it on eBay and it has sold, but I'm being messed around by the winning bidder, so if it doesn't go, I might just park it up and leave it till the summer. But to be honest, I could probably do with the money in the bank at the moment, because this costs quite a bit of money. So one or two of you might have noticed by the shape of the rear window what I'm driving already, but I'm not going to go into details of what this car is in this video. I'm going to do a proper road test and review in the next one. That'll be coming up next on the channel. But what on earth are you doing? But we're just going down to the shops to do some shopping, obviously. What I can tell you about this car before I do the big reveal is it's got hydrogas suspension, as does the Allegro, and of course hydroelastic suspension on the Riley. So this car came with quite a comprehensive service history. It's in very, very good condition, but the suspension does need work. Great. Right, I'm going to get some essentials and I'll be back in a second. 2 secs. Right, tea, milk and biscuits have been acquired because I have a very special visitor coming today. So we're going to head home and wait for him to turn up. In the meantime, I can talk to you about what's going on the fleet. So before I do the big review of this car, guys, I'm going to give you a few clues. It's British, it's 2-door, has hydrogas suspension, like I said, but let's say fairly modern. It's from the 90s. You probably guessed already. And it's a 1.8 K series engine. Yep, it's an MGF, guys, in British Racing Green. And it goes rather well. My criteria for buying another car, it had to be something British. I wanted an MG, Rover, or Rover Group. This came up on eBay local to me, so I went down on my day off and it was pouring with rain. Drove down the George, my Allegro, much to the amusement of the guy who's selling the car. And he goes, when I saw the Allegro, I thought that was the guy for the car. So George will be off the road for the winter and this will be my daily driver. Makes sense. Anyway, let's head back to the house and have a cup of tea. I can show you around the car. Catch you in a sec. Well, here's something that doesn't happen every day, guys. 3 very similarly connected marks, but completely different in their own way. Riley would eventually disappear, leaving Austin and a Rover into what would become British Leyland. That was all kind of downhill from there, really. But anyway, let's take a look around the cars. Ah yes, my Riley Kestrel. I did have plans for this car, but I think if I'm honest guys, it's going to need a little bit too much work. We've taken it so far, but if I'm honest, it needs a ton of work still. So this is actually a later engine. It's actually, I think I have a Metro. It's got the electronic ignition, good times. But it's been partially wired up, there's still work to do guys. It's not charging currently. And then there's the electrics, the lights don't work. So quite a bit of work to do. The carburetor needs setting up. I put another carb in there. Originally the Kestrels would have had 2 carbs, so they were a twin carb setup. But yeah, so I think I've sold this car. It will be going to a new owner. It's a shame really, because I do rather like this whole thing, but I've got other priorities on where I need to be spending money, and George needs work, so I really wanted to see this project through, and I know a lot of you did as well guys. But I have to be realistic, this car needs a ton of work. I can't just stick a battery on it and take it for a test drive. It just doesn't work like that. I thought the head gasket is gone. I'm not too sure about that now, because last weekend I actually thoroughly flushed the cooling system, got all the gunk that we saw in the last video out of the radiator until it started coming through clear, right up to temperature, and it hasn't done it again since, so God only knows what that was. It is running a lot better than it was, but there's obviously still stale petrol in the tank, and that needs draining and refilling with fresh, which I've still not done. The floor pan needs welding, the sills need welding. There's no working lights apart from the brake lights and indicators, so obviously it's a long way off from being ready for the road. So I'm delighted to be joined by Joseph of Joseph Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Hello sir.
Good afternoon sir.
What do you think of the Riley?
How do I put this? It was all very exciting when I've watched the videos that you've made on it so far, and you know, you did a very brave thing by trying to start it in the rain in a barn. I mean, you know, but I think we've discovered some problems since you got it home, haven't we?
Just a few teething troubles. A weekend's worth of work, it's back on the road.
No, sir.
It is up for sale.
I know. I just hope that somebody will actually, you know, put it back on the road, because it deserves to have that, doesn't it? It deserves to have that.
I think so. So just give us a brief walk and talk of the car. Just tell me what you think of it.
Well, the Rileys are quite rare, the variants of the ADO 16. I mean, they're one of my favourite types of this. This being a March 68 car means it originally would have had the less powerful 1.3 engine. Later on, I think in the summer they got a power upgrade. This is before they removed the Kestrel name, which happened later that year, and then in 69 this is one of the last Rileys made, along with I think the 472 and the Elf. They're all discontinued because when BL was formed in 68 they decided they had too many brands, which I probably think they did, but it's a shame that Riley was the one that they got rid of first. Very rare to have a rev counter in ADO 16, but only really the Riley thing have it. And as you say, there's bits in here from the Van den Pla model as well.
It's been messed around with, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. Obviously, it's got a Metro engine in it. We don't know if it's for 63 or 72 horsepower one. It's one of the two. But it just wants to go. It wants to have a new life. And as you say, you've seen photographs of this car from a few years ago.
That's right.
It expired in 2019, and it was sort of on the road. It's just the thing about these ADO 16s is that they had this really bad reputation for rust back in the day.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was justified, because it's like the Forth Bridge is one of these. You've finished sort of doing it up, and then it starts again. And Minis are similar to that. I've driven a couple of these. I've driven a 71 1300 GT Austin, and also a very early one, a 64 Austin 1100. And that had a full restoration in 2013, I think it was. And by 2022, when I drove it, it was already starting to rust again.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame. It's a beautiful car, that one. And they're very nice to drive, these cars. It's such a kind of a masterpiece in terms of technology that was in these at the time. And they were Britain's best-selling car, I think, till 71 or something, which is remarkable considering how old they were by then. But it's a real shame that, like, you know, this one I don't think is going to be going on your own in your ownership. I think there's just too much to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's putting money into George is probably money better spent than putting it into this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, like you, I think I was really excited when I saw you got it, and it's a shame that it's just not suitable for driving at the moment, because I was looking forward to driving one of these. But I understand why you've decided you're not going to hold on to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this whole thing. If the seller does mess me around, and he is currently, so if it's a no sale, we're going to park it up on the drive, leave it till the new year, basically. I'll take another look at it and try and get the work done, but anyway, MGF. So here's the new project, guys. It's not project, it's going to be my daily, actually. It's a 1998 1.8 twin cam VVC MGF. We'll actually do a proper road test and review in the next video, guys. That'll be on the next one on the channel, but just briefly show you inside, guys. All nice and original. Factory hard top, which is nice to have. They've actually got a fabric roof which is tucked in behind the back there. And that sort of comes up and over, but so it's so nice to have the hard top in place. I think they're an optional extra, so someone obviously spent out for that. It's also nice that it's body coloured. Someone's not just sourced one and stuck it on the car. Yeah, it is in remarkable condition. Genuine 61,000 miles, full service history. But like I said, we'll take it for the road test in the next episode. So plan is to use this over the winter and obviously into next year. George does need a bit of work, but on the subject of George, how's George doing? Yeah, poor old George. He didn't fare well after the events of Rustival. The exhaust is still knocking, that's the new exhaust. But something's telling me it may be the engine mounts, at least I suspect that, because it's not doing it at idle. See how George is doing, see if he'll want to start. We have ignition, bit of choke. Let's see if he'll start. On the button, good old George. So jobs to do on George, and I've just realised, guys, sorry, this is a bit of a talky video today, so just bear with and apologies for that if you're not too excited by it. But we've got the oil leak coming from the drive shaft, or it's more likely to be the drive shaft oil seals themselves. So we'll change those. I was going to do the disc and pads anyway because we've got new brake discs for this because it's a bit of a judder. They're quite badly worn. And then there's the engine mounts themselves. So we'll do basically the front end of the car. There's no rush to do that because I've got the MGF as a daily driver, good times. So we'll do this over winter. Also the bodywork, at some point, I'm still waiting to hear back from my paint guy, but he's snowed under with work at the moment, unfortunately. So I'm hoping it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, we'll just have to find a couple of doors because the only rot on this car is at the bottom of the door skins on both doors. So. And then there's the fuel tank sender unit. We're going to do that anyway, so it just makes sense to do all these little jobs while the car's off the road for winter. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave it for this video, guys. My thanks to Joseph of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's a great friend of mine, a good bloke, and he knows his stuff. Not too sure of the outcome of the Riley yet. It would be a shame to get rid of it, wouldn't it? But needs must and all that, so I've got to do the right thing. But yeah, if it doesn't sell, I'll park it up like I said. We can address the problems next year. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to see you soon with some more content. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. It's getting a bit cold actually. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon with some more content. Take care and goodbye. And that should go about there. There we go. Need to get some more stickers, guys. See you soon.